It's another edition of Sandusky Speedway Facebook Live. It's the weekly recap of all of last week's action and all the news that you, the fans, need to know. And now for your hosts, here are Doug Dock and the Colonel, Chris Mize. Take it away, guys.
Hey, we're taking it away.
First off, I'd like to thank everybody for being out there. We'd like to thank all our veterans. Thought you guys, we wouldn't be able to do the stuff we do right now and going into summer race and everything like that. I want to thank all our military overseas and homelands for protecting them rights we're living under that are still there at this time. I want to thank our National Guard. I can't get into detail too much, but we appreciate what you're doing up there, Guarding Elite. Extra stay. Want to thank our police, fire, EMS, doctors, and nurses through these times that we've been through in the last year. And boy, what a year of difference makes, huh, Doug?
Yes, it does. It sure does.
I was watching one of the shows from last year at this time. And
right.
Whew.
Right. We were trying to figure out
what the hell we were going to do.
What we were going to do, yeah.
We had plan A all the way to Z, and, everything was shut down right now. And, the whole country was in a panic.
Then it was.
So now we just have a panic in Washington, D.C. Come on, man.
Yeah.
What am I doing here?
Had a good banquet. Very good banquet.
Yeah, we had a real good banquet. We're going to talk about that. Just shifted here at 8:15. Kevin's going to come on tonight.
Kevin
J. Cox.
This should be interesting.
So we're going to talk about the banquet. It was a real good banquet. What I remember of it.
Well, that won't be very much. I think we got into the parking lot and we had a little bit of a chat, and that was about it.
Yeah, from the beginning. Most people that know me know that it's only a few times a year I might have adult beverages, and you can bet Saturday night at High Miler and Saturday night at a Fall Cavalcade and Banquet's going to be 3 of them times a year. And so good time though. We'll get into that. Kevin's going to come on about 8:15 or so, and we'll have him on to talk about the banquet and stuff and about the future, of this year. So, other than that, we got the icebreaker coming up, Doug, a week and a half.
We are just about 10 days or so away from
racing. It's hard to believe. I just thank God the winter went by so quick, but it just seems like yesterday we're in a monsoon for the hangover. Yeah. Monsoon, the freezing, but we've had a hell of an off season. We've had some real lows, as everybody knows, passing above J. Cox to, starting this season. We're not we're doing quite a bit of work out at the track. So no, he's not banned. He owns a track, Jeff.
we have to let him on.
We have to let him on.
Thank you, Sharon.
Yeah, thank you, Sharon. But today the track he's got something to say about Michigan, doesn't he? Yeah, there you go.
That's basketball.
At least we showed up. It's more
right. We didn't back out. We didn't come down with some disease.
Yeah. Oh my God, we got a bad case of Ebola, or we can't make it. Sorry. We got the Jim Harbaugh disease. We got COVID when it's convenient. But anyways, today we did some patchwork on the track. We did actually, quite a big area, and not quite. We did 5 spots, but we went a little extra wider, a little longer in some of them, and they're pretty big sections to try to, make sure we did it right. We spent a little extra money doing that, believe it or not. Go-kart track's just about there.
Let me see if we can find a picture that shows that. So here's right the big track, right?
Yeah,
obviously. Is this part the darker part? That's where they patched.
Yeah, that shows some of it. Way they were rolling today, a lot of it got light colored with the dust and stuff but yes, coming out of turn 4, you can't see over in turn 2 with that, but nah, you can't. Well, go back to that last one. No, you can't see. It's kind of hard to see. But coming out of turn 4, there was a bump right out of turn 4, right in the middle that everybody, yeah, you can see that a little bit over there coming out of 4 by the guardrail. We know it was there. We've heard about it. So we took a pretty big patch, square patch, and not just a 2x2. I think that one's 8x8 patch. Then on the front stretch, everybody knows about the section that was peeling up. We kept trying to seal it, to hold it together, seal it. Right where the tire run is, we replaced all that with it, and I believe that was another one that, actually the one over in 4, I believe might have been 12x12 or something, Doug. The one coming down the front stretch is 8 feet wide all the way down. It stops, and then it picks up another small section of it. And then over in turn 2, we always had a problem where you come out if you're running low. That section right there was a bad spot right there. We replaced that, went pretty good little section, and then up high, there was also a real bad spot in turn 2, and I think that I believe that's 16x16 patch too. So hopefully
we don't have to put orange barrels out for the
cavalcade. Yeah, no orange barrels, no asphalt flying up, nothing. Okay. Like we used to get worried about, but so hopefully that fixes it. I want to thank Precision Paving out of Milan, Ohio. Most batch plants around here aren't opening till April 12th. Precision has their own plant. They do a recycle mix. We talked to them. They were really great with us, worked with us. They will be the title sponsor for the pier stocks. It'll be called Precision Paving Pier Stocks. Great bunch of guys. If you guys have any asphalt needs that you need done this year, driveway, anything, make sure you call Precision Paving over a mile and a half. Great bunch of guys. Mike Kegerace and Matt Kegerace are the owners. Guys are real good people. They worked with the track, and we try to push racing people to support the people that support us. And they got this done in a very Doug, last week we signed the contract Thursday or Friday?
Thursday.
And here they are today. It's done. With that being said, though, I'm not letting anybody on that track till Saturday. We will have open testing on Saturday, but there will not be any cars testing until then. It's not going to happen. I want
red flag out.
Red flags out. Red and black. Both.
Yeah.
I want it set up a little. I know that sounds kind of weird with it being asphalt, but I need it. I need it set up a little. Have a couple days in the cooler weather, the rain. And then Saturday we'll go to the open testing from 12 to dark. So then, as far as the go-kart track goes,
that's amazing stuff that you've done there. This is the go-kart track. How wide is it actually going to be?
Well, the question is, man, you got to take the flagpole out? No, I don't. In order to get the right drainage, the way the lay of land was before we started, the right drainage was never going to get out. So in order to get it draining right for the track itself, what we're going to do, I had to take and move a lot of dirt around, and I had to go back over by the flagpole to where the swale was to make the track itself now come down to that swale. The track itself, if I had to guess right now, is going to be right around 25 feet wide all the way around. So that expands that greatly. One of the things that was being complained about is as you know, everybody, Kevin Drew Jach Jr. took over the go-kart track last year, 2-3 races in, wasn't it, Doug? I can't remember.
Yeah.
And I jumped on with Kevy, and we tried to do the best we could last year with that track, with what we had. Two of the main problems was, one, when you come out of turn 2 and you come out of turn 4, the track didn't pitch in, bank in. It kind of pitched out the opposite way. The other complaint and problem we had was it was not wide enough for, the karters. They said it was too narrow going down the stretches. And so what we did is we had some dirt hauled in, and we also took a lot of the dirt that was in the infield that was blocking up the drainage and different things, and we leveled that up, moved it around, and now you have banking around the whole track and on the front and back stretch. Now it banks the right way. It's going to be probably 20-25 feet wide all the way around. So
what they're seeing is kind of an unfinished product there. So there's going to be grass coming that's going to be planted in there in the infield.
Yes.
It's going to bring that back out.
A lot of the dirt that you see that around the flagpole and that'll be under grass seed here soon. The actual go-kart track is very close, very close. If we needed to, Frankie Neal, and I got to thank Frankie a lot because, he let us use his grader all year. His rototiller's was there all last year. Frankie's going to be bringing that grader back over. If we needed to, we could race this weekend. I mean, that wouldn't be a problem. But there's some more fine tuning. The grader's coming over. We got to get the driveway ready to go. And driveway's a mess right now.
Right.
So, I mean, listen, it all takes time. It was a tough winter. It's been a so-called pretty good spring so far. Everything costs money. So what you're seeing in that infield right now and just on the big track costs quite a bit of money, but not to the point that it didn't need done. We're doing it. A lot of things are going to happen this year, but we're not going to put ourselves under on one side to try to get this on the hopes. We're going to do it as we get it little by little throughout the year. So, I mean, we're trying. That's all I can say, Doug, is we're trying. The track needed pets. There's no two ways about it. What we also did, I can't promise anything. I don't know the cost yet. Me and Kevin talked about it. They did take measurements where the street stocks and modifieds park in that pit lane for a 20-foot, 20-foot wide stretch of asphalt to come through there and join back in. I can't guarantee that'll be a possibility till, maybe even next year, but we're looking at that. We're going to get a cost to it and see what we can do, So, right. I mean, we're not gonna go way in debt on the hopes that you're welcome. But we're not gonna go way in debt on the hopes that we're gonna make it back. When Doug, you've seen the numbers are going this way, they're going back up, they're going back down, they're going up. Now 17 states had a fixed 56% increase the other day. Biden's asking for everybody to put their masks on again. We're not gonna just assume. So everybody knows we're not going to assume that we're all going back to normal by July 4th.
Right.
When we go back to normal, then we'll know. Until then, in these times, we can assume all we want, and tomorrow could bring another day. A whole nother ball game hit us, and I don't know who to be honest with you. I don't know who to believe when it comes to the government telling us anything about this virus.
That's true. And then Laura's taking over the concession, so there'll be some changes there. I think she's adding some items to the menu and doing some stuff in the concession area. And then Stevie's back there starting to get things in order to open up.
Yep, Stevie retired as many times as I did.
Right. After every season.
I don't even give speeches no more.
Yeah.
But Stevie Horner, he's the unsung hero of Sandusky Speedway, Doug.
Yeah.
I mean,
I agree with you.
We all appreciate him. I do. I know I do. I've worked with him for years at Sandusky Speedway, but a lot of people don't know what Stevie's all about. Stevie's mowing grass. He's anything you want Stevie to do. He used to go out and broom the track. If I got a broom there Saturday mornings, he's brooming. One of the greatest guys that, in my opinion, ever walked Sandusky Speedway property, and just a great guy. He's the old gray-haired guy that walks around. If you see him, people, I don't know how many people are watching right now, but if you see him, please thank him for everything he does.
Yeah.
He's been around there forever.
Yep. I was just going to say, he's been around there for a long, long time.
Yes. So I see we got a guest on.
We do.
Drew Jach.
We are going to talk to Drew Jach. Welcome. Still feeling a little under the weather?
Yeah, it's been a rough afternoon, but we'll get through this.
All right.
Just so everybody knows, if Drew makes it short, he caught the virus. He's been dealing with it. He tested negative the other day, Thursday, wasn't it, Drew?
Yeah.
But it flat out, to be honest, kicked his ass a little bit. We're thankful, Drew, that you're okay, even though you're still struggling a little. We thank God that you're doing better than you were.
Well, I appreciate that, but I actually found out on Sunday that it was the first false negative they've ever seen through my work. So I got a call from the lab. So I got to go back and get retested this week. So it's it's everybody thinks it's a joke. If you get it, you'll change your story on it. It affects everybody different. It's cost me my banquet I wasn't able to go to. I wasn't able to go to our dash banquet this weekend. We had to cancel that. Hopefully I'll be at Sandusky, but until we get that clearance that I'm good to go, you may have to have a plan B without me here in 10 days.
We'll need a heck of a plan B because you got a lot of people registering. And from what I hear, you got a lot more in the wings there getting ready to register.
Yeah, it's when we put the National Compact Touring Series together, our rebranding is because we're no longer just Ohio-based series or a Michigan-based series. We go from Wisconsin to Iowa to New York and in between. So that's why we kind of went with the National Compact Touring Series. It kind of fits our model of what we're trying to do. We merged our East and our North together. So it kind of needed a new name, and we've got some new drivers that are joining us and racing us this year from New York and Michigan and Ohio. So we got a good rookie crop and some guys that are going to move on and try in different pastures. But we're thankful for the guys that are coming back to race with us this year, and be a lot of new faces. And unfortunately, when we get a lot of new faces, it takes some time for the driving styles to develop. So hopefully everybody will, remember it's the first time out and we put on a heck of a show like we do. But we got to remember, I think we have 6 or 7 rookies that are running with us this year for that Vegas trip, or not Vegas trip, but the rookie trip.
I'll tell you what, me and you talked. We've been talking in the off season, and we were looking at like 15, 16, and we're both going to be happy with that at this Icebreaker Cavalcade. Well, hell, we're up over 20, ain't we, Doug, on the registry?
Yeah.
You know, and it looks like we could hit anywhere from 23 to 25, a reality possibility that's what we'll have. And, you know, that's hell of a car count here, you know, this early in the year, Drew. So you did something right.
And it is early. It is, you know, for at least us, early April's early.
Well, we don't have any of our Wisconsin guys on there yet, so we're trying to get them moving around. Their season doesn't start until mid-May. I think their first race is May 8th. So they still got a month to get their cars ready, but we're trying to get a few of those guys ready. But I anticipate we're going to be over 30 for this. Having the 19 there, as of last night, we were at 19. There's a few more that, like Chad and Curtis Gray are coming back to the series this year. You know, the Doxy's building a third car this year. That car won't be there. Paul Biddle will be there. He's going to be tough. Derek Robinson is going to be there. We're excited to have him back, our 2020 Rookie of the Year. We know the Olivers are tough. Clayton almost won a race at Sandusky last year. He won one at Midvale. I think he's got 2 Midwest wins in their time with us. So they got a new rookie. Bryant McCoy will be racing full-time with them this year. Unfortunately, I don't think Noah's going to make it for this one, but he is registered for the season. I believe, I don't know, I thought it was an air first, but it looks like one of your guys is bringing a car too, AJ McCall.
AJ McCall, he said it wasn't a points race. And I tell you what it was, is, you know, we have a big race high miler weekend with the National Compact Series. And you know, it's a huge event in my eyes. It's something that I think will work out great. And we'll get into that as time goes on. But AJ wanted to see point blank how he could pair up with some of the National Compact Series guys, looking already to the end of July for that, you know, Friday, Saturday deal at High Miler. And so, you know, he said it's not a points race for the Renegades, so he's going to try his hand over in that and see how he's going to run.
Yeah, your Renegades run tough with us, and I think they figured that out. We were at Paynesville in October, and one of your Renegade guys actually should have won it, but I think he had a transmission go out. He had a half-track lead over some of the best drivers and Kenny Schrader, who set the track record. So if his transmission wouldn't have gone out, we definitely would have probably had a different outcome there.
You know, I got to tell you, Drew, we've talked about this time and time again, and nothing against any of the other divisions or anything like that, but these front-wheel drives, we went kind of in a quick time lapse from years ago. We went from them being the field fillers and, you know, the shit boxes are out and this, that, and the other to, let me tell you something, our Renegade Series, the National Compact Series, whenever they're at Sandusky, or whenever our Renegade Series runs it, you can bet one thing. One of the better shows of the night is going to happen with these two divisions. I mean, close racing. It isn't the old days where they go out and it was demo derby and nobody gave a shit. These are true race cars and true racers. And I my hat's off to you, Drew. You've worked your ass off. We've talked quite a bit in the last couple of years, and well, I tell you what, if anybody in this racing industry ain't got their heart in it, like your heart's 100% and 100% dedication to it, and I give you credit. I mean, sometimes we've had that talk where sometimes you're like, you know,
right?
Yeah, I'm dedicated to have a core group of guys that have supported me for a very, very long time. And you know, Jacob Gustafson, our champion this year, you know, he's coming. He's won a lot of races with us, but he's never won a big one with us. So he figured out Sandusky Speedway last year. So I think him, Paul Biddle, Clayton Oliver, George Sparkman coming from Rockford, Illinois. We may have another Sparkman car. They're just not sure yet. You know, I'm sorry if I'm forgetting people because it's you want to go see the entry list. It's Doug's got it posted on the My Laps page, but we got a group coming out of Michigan this year. Will Slaughter, Carlos Swan. They're strong competitors from the Galesburg Speedway. They're going to be running full time with us. Corey Bowen, my own old tech guy, is actually now going to run full time with us this year. So like I said, Bryant McCoy, we mentioned him earlier, strong rookie. You mentioned that race we had back in May when we didn't think we were going to be able to race and nobody was able there to see it. That was probably the best race we ever had. There's 3 guys that could have won it: Jake Albright, Chris Harmon, Clayton Oliver, and I think Jacob Gustafson ended up winning it, if I'm correct.
I believe you're right.
But that was a lap pass out of turn 4. And
unfortunately, Drew, that was when we had no fans that weekend.
Yeah.
But
if you dig on the social media page here, I think you guys actually aired the races live on that. So that would be one to go back and find. I know it'll take some time with all the posting you do, but that was probably the best compact race I've ever seen with nobody around. So,
Drew, go ahead, Doug.
No, go ahead.
Drew, we're not going to take a lot of time. We know you're still under the weather, and we appreciate you coming on. We wish you all the luck with the false negative that you got and your retest. It's been an honor to call you friend. In the last few years, we've talked a lot. So, but I don't want to hug you right now.
Don't take offense if we have full shields on.
Drew, thanks a lot. Hopefully we'll see you here in 10 days, and if not, we'll take care of you. Go get healthy. Wish you the best of luck on a recovery, man.
Well, I appreciate it, guys, and thank you to Kevin for everything that he does, Doug, and you, Chris. It's been a great partnership, and we hope to continue it for a long time.
We will.
Super.
All right. Thanks, Drew.
Yep. Thank you. Bye.
Great guy.
Yes, he is. Yeah.
Great guy. I mean, that sucks. There's a false negative. Uh-oh. I heard a beat.
Let's see how this goes.
The king.
We need video.
That's a special, no video. Kevin, you got no video.
Come on, Kev. You can make it happen.
Oh, boy. I can't do it on this phone. Nick Castro.
Right.
What'd you do to my phone?
Maybe he just wants to come on with audio only.
I don't know if we can even. Can we hear you? Kevin, can we hear you?
Kevin, you got a round circle going.
Kevin, you improved on looks.
This is the best you've looked in a long time.
Best you've looked in a while, Kevin.
All right. I would probably restart your phone and retry. But we're really happy to have you.
Yeah.
Even though you're just a little circle going around.
We're happy to have you. Your name's up on there.
Yeah.
Go reboot your phone.
All right. So we'll see what happens.
Man, I wanted them to come on and talk about the banquet. So we'll wait a little bit here.
Yeah, he's got time.
He's got time if he can figure it out.
8:15. I don't know what he's trying to do here.
Yeah, he's trying to interrupt our show.
So
photo bomb.
Yeah.
See what happens, people. I let him back on. He's trying to disrupt our show.
Right.
Anybody out there doesn't understand, it's a running joke. It's kind of internal, but actually went on the outside here. But here he is again. No picture.
We're not getting any video. Can you talk? No.
No, I bet she's in the shop.
You might need. He can't hear us.
Can't hear us.
I would.
He can't hear us, and you're telling him what to do.
Okay, we ask a question.
Kevin, Doug texts him, tell him he's got to go outside the shop when all that stuff's printing in there. So I can't hear him. Chris McCastro says he hears the printer. It's in your head, Chris. No, I don't hear shit.
All right.
Tell him step outside. Text him. Tell him step outside. Get in his truck, and probably better. Yeah. So everybody knows. I'm acting like everybody knows. I saw he's in there printing. He's in there printing. Kevin, he's got his full-time job just like the rest of us. He's been going in at the shop because the graphic shop's been so busy. He's been printing, sometimes till 12, 1 in the morning, back up at 6 in the morning printing, doing all the printing. So when they come in, the printing's done. So, I mean, Kevin's actually been working his ass off, Doug, in the shop.
Yeah.
So, I mean.
Yeah, if you need any vinyl or anything, hey, we got Kevin working out there.
Yeah, we got Kevin working in the shop now. So, he's printing
it's a 24-hour business.
To get into that, Sandusky Speedway graphics, we do have the t-shirt printing now. It's going real good. Finishing up one job right now, getting ready to start another. So yours are getting finished, Lindsay. So if you want t-shirts done, get a hold of Sandusky Speedway Graphics, 419-625-4084. Any vinyl done? Oh, there he is. I see him now. There.
Hi, Kevin.
Welcome around
to the show.
Shit, he didn't hear me talking nice about him, did he?
I hope not.
I don't think that would ever happen.
Never wrong things.
So Kevin, he's on.
Can you hear us?
Yeah,
we're gonna start talking about the banquet, and it's first banquet that I've been at, that we've had Sandusky Speedway under your ownership without Bev Jaycox. So I guess it's rightfully so that you go ahead and start this year's banquet off.
It was tough. I mean, Bev did a lot in this deal. She planned everything, the trophies and all that kind of stuff, and it was really rough. Pretty emotional. It was pretty emotional for obviously Doug, you, myself, Kev, the kids. It was just really a tough deal. But it's like Doug said, at some point you got to start over and move on to what we're trying to get done. And but it was Nicastro really killed it on the video. I thought he did a great job, and it just but the whole thing was pretty emotional, and there was a lot of laughs, and the more I kept drinking, the easier it was to talk. So,
not really.
Should have looked at it. Should have looked out my eyeballs at about 3/4 away.
But it was. I just appreciate everybody that was a part of the banquet and a part of the the whole deal with Bev, and just everybody. When she won her last Woman of the Year, I should say. And that was pretty emotional and pretty amazing. That we were able to give her that last award, and to have everybody stand up and give her a standing ovation through that. That was pretty amazing. I was really worried because we got to the beginning of the banquet, and we did a moment of silence. We were supposed to do a moment of silence, and I went to speak, and it was just like I just couldn't do it, and I actually left and kind of left Doug in a bad position. But it was the cool thing is that this is why Sandusky Speedway is so different. I got obviously really choked up and really emotional at the beginning, and I walked out, and by the time I got to my truck, and it was really just to get away from the whole situation. There had to be 30 people out there, that followed me, and from Johnny Newman to Amanda, Nikki, there's just so many, the McKnights, there's just so many people that Doug, but that's what makes us different, I think, and but the whole banquet was pretty amazing for getting thrown together and only having 4 weeks to prepare. Usually Bev starts this stuff in August. And I learned a lot from that. And so if Bev started in August, I probably need to start next month. I'm making trophies for next year. So
I would agree.
Well, you know, it sucks because, you know, we had a banquet plan in January, COVID restrictions. We weren't even sure what we were going to be able to do. The numbers spiked out of control. We didn't feel it was right to do what we were going to do in the situation of COVID-19 at the time. So we went on. We knew things were lifting a little bit, not lifting, but laying back. Yeah, you're right. I mean, this banquet was, from the time we got the hall secured to the banquet, was right around 4.5 weeks. And
right.
You know, and that's.
And you guys were a big part of getting everything together and helping me. And, you know, obviously I greatly appreciate that. But it feels really good right now because, you know, obviously, you know, my life changed drastically, and but we're so busy, and a lot of good things that happened. You know, that we repaved multiple spots on the racetrack, which needed to be done, and those are all done already and fixed. And I just read on Facebook, you know, Chris posted the pictures on Facebook, and they really did an awesome job of patching the bad spots. And I mean, they're not patched; they're actually cut out and repaved. But and it obviously was a little pretty expensive. But I mean, they Precision cut us a great deal and worked with us. And Chris, you did awesome on making sure of how you wanted it done. And that's what's nice to have somebody like you on, because I have no clue. They could have sold me anything, you know. But I read on Facebook, and they're already asking if we're going to repave the whole racetrack now. So. You know, so it just, some things just get pretty frustrating to read, but it's nice to be as busy as we are with the graphic shop and the racetrack, with having the spring cavalcade, and the new deal with the shirts has been huge. You know, I'm actually up here printing lettering off. You know, I think we have 7 race cars we're going to try to letter in the next 3 days, and but it's. Ashley's been adding Ashley to the team, and the graphic shop's been huge. She's been doing nothing but printing shirts for Lindsay, Lemmer and Fade. But and we already got a back order of shirts already. So, the shirts that we gave away at the banquet, I don't know if you got to see it, if anybody got to see those, but they were pretty amazing. Chris did a really nice job on designing that. But it's just really, really nice to see where I'm headed right now. From all I've been through in the last year, and I feel pretty good of where the direction that we're heading to as a staff, as we're heading to as KB Promotions, as I'm heading in my personal life. There's just a lot of really good things happening right now, and I just my kid moved out here. You know, he lives 2 miles away. He's here more than he's at his own house. You know, so
He's right up that way for me.
Yep, and Chris, you're here all the time, so I get to hang out with you a lot. You know, Kenny and Nikki, they're here all the time right now, and get to spend a lot of time with them. There's just so much good stuff going on right now, and it you know, when you go through what my family went through, and you lose somebody that's so important to a business. I mean, not just personally, but also to a business end. It's just a drastic change, and you get real scared. And you know, and you know, me and Chris and Doug, all 3 of us, we talk about this. Is, you know, Bev was 55 years old, you know, and you know, and it messes with your head. It really messes with your head. And but so much good is going on right now in my life, and I just I feel really good, and I know Bev would be proud of what we accomplished at the banquet. I know Bev would be proud of what we're doing as KB Promotions. She'd be proud of what the Castros is getting done. She would have probably knocked Chris's teeth out by now on some things that when it comes to not returning phone calls to people and stuff like that.
Oh, not me. I was thinking of the grass, and I thought you were talking about me.
You know, but you know, Nicastro's phenomenal at what he does. It's just that sometimes he gets overwhelmed, and he has that issue of where he forgets to call people back, and that's why I came up here and have been doing my job out of the shop and kind of helping Chris stay organized and working until midnight and coming back out here at 6 and handling a lot of stuff for him so he can concentrate a little more. I mean, we do forget that he's one person, and he does get a little overwhelmed, and it's especially now everybody wants their stuff done, and just keep concentrating on that. But I'm really happy with where we're heading, and I'm lucky. I got the best staff in racing. I have the best race director. I have the best general manager. I have the best vice president. We just have so much good going on, and we're still adding people because when you lose somebody who is really running a holographic shop and half a racetrack. I don't know how she did it. It's just not something that I can get done on my own. And she's way more organized than I am, but we're still figuring it out, and we'll keep doing that until things are great.
Yeah, we got a couple hires we're going to do here in the next week or so, and we'll announce them as they come on. Just so everybody knows, I mean, Doug's in 3 hours away. I got a full-time job myself and trying to help Kevin's store and the track season starting up. Kevin's got a full-time job that's 24/7. He get calls throughout the night. He's in there printing. That's just, you see him walk in, he was checking on a printer, walk back out to his truck. We got his ass working till midnight, 10 o'clock. And then he's calling me now at 6:30, Doug. Hey, what's up? I'm printing. He's back up out there printing. And, so the backlogs come on. We're all kind of getting overwhelmed a little bit. So we got some people we're looking at to bring on to take some of the pressure off us to, administrative assistant or whatever you want to call it. We're looking at hiring someone at that and a few other things. And so, that's moving forward in the next week or two. And that'll be announced as we do it. We've already discussed what we're going to do. We're just not ready to announce that yet. But, we got some changes still coming in place that need to come into place, and we'll announce it as it comes. Just like the renovations at the track, we're doing little by little by little. We're not going to spend a whole lot of money. I mean, anybody that says when you're going to repave it, well, I could tell you we're going to repave it next year. Don't mean we're going to repave it. We're looking at doing a section of the pits and just getting a price on that. We'd rather get that done before we even, not saying that's going to get done, the price. We're not going to extend ourselves out.
Right. You worded that perfect, Chris. And the thing is that, I'm glad you actually brought this up because we are looking at paving the whole section of where the modified pits are, and we're between the modifieds and street stocks. We're looking at paving that. And Chris is involved in getting pricing bids on that. But the big change that where I feel really comfortable with is without Bev, we lost somebody who had a lot of power and obviously liked having control of a lot of things. I'm not that same person, so what we've done is we gave Chris a lot more authority and gave Doug some more authority. We gave Kevy a lot of authority. And we put all that together, and then you bring Stevie in, who's been with me since day one, and he has a lot of say so. And it's like a team running it now instead of just myself and Bev, and we would go to Mize and Doug for advice. But now it's a group of us that have authority to make decisions and to do it. And we created the board of director deal, which has worked really great for us. And we didn't create it. It's something I have to do because we're an S corp. But we did it right. We put a board of directors together, and that's who makes the decisions. And I live and die by those decisions. I do have the power to override them, obviously, but I don't, because it's got to be a team. And so proud of what Kev has accomplished. I'm being named executive vice president, which honestly, it's just one of the things that have to be done. he has zero, no more power. He has less power than what Chris does. He even is, but it's more if something happens to me, then it automatically turns over to Kev. But there's I love the teamwork that we instilled in doing this, and the way we're running it. You know, the pit deal, it was something me and Chris talked about. You know, the cavalcade deal was something that Chris walked by me in the pits, and I said, "Hey, let's do this in the spring." And Chris looked at me and goes, "Okay." As we kept walking, we never even stopped. And as soon as cavalcade's over, a month later, Chris calls me up and goes, "Hey, let's do this." You know, so we did it. You know, and now we're kind of wondering, you know, hopefully it doesn't snow or anything, but I just love what we've accomplished, and we've added some key people, especially in the graphics shop right now. Ashley has really stepped up, and has done some pretty amazing things, and I really like. I just feel really comfortable where we're headed. Probably more comfortable than I've ever felt since I've had this place of what we're doing. And obviously, I wish we could have done this with Bev, you know, and had the team concept kind of deal. Because Bev was so strong. I mean, she was just a strong woman who really could handle anything and could outwork probably most men, you know. And if she would have been around to see this or to be involved in this, we would probably really be at a whole different level. But you know, I got to thank Lindsay Fade, who she's the first shirts we ever did, and she is by far the most patient person that we could have done this with. You know, I mean, we had nothing but problems when we got this machine hooked up, and we still had a couple problems that we're working out. And I promise you, Lindsay, your shirts are going to be done tomorrow. But she was huge and being a part of designing the first kind of deal, and she's been involved in racing a lot. So it was really big that we were able to get all this the way we did. And I can't wait. You know, we already have our next person. James McKay's already lined up to do his shirts next, and those have been ordered. And just really excited where this graphic shop's going. It's just a whole new level of what I expected. Hopefully the graphic shop can pay, because I really do want to pave that section of the pits this year. And hopefully have it done before Heimeiler, so, or even before June. Honestly, that's really my goal. But I think the biggest thing is, Chris, is when we took down the for sale sign. You know, we took down the for sale sign because, and I don't want to get anybody in trouble, but because myself, Stevie Horner, Chris Mize, and Doug Dock didn't want to sell it. There was a group decision. You know, we all sat there and wondered what the hell we were going to do. And Stevie, who retired 10 years ago and still here every week, you know, when Bev made the decision that she wasn't going to continue treatments, the first thing I did is call Mize, and you know, obviously we talked about that kind of stuff first, but then we all got together and said, you know, what do you want to do here? Do we really want to sell it? And we all decided no, and which is a good thing, because just to let everybody know, the person that was about to buy it was not going to be a racetrack. You know, we were close on a couple of deals. There, one offer wasn't too far bad, and there's another person that was in it, but it wasn't going to be a racetrack. The property's just worth too much. And our goal is, I mean, everybody asks me, are you going to sell in a couple of years? And my goal is maybe 3, 4, or 5 years, when Chris Mize and Stevie Horner and Doug Dock, all of us, say we're done, is to hand Kevy some keys and say, here's, figure it out. I'm going to Florida, you know. But and I'm kind of scared even to do that.
Unfortunately, my dumb ass, he'll talk me into staying. Come on, man, I need your help, Chris. Okay, just like the go-kart track. Okay.
Yeah, you can't say no to him.
But and that's kind of how we're running this. It's a bunch of buddies that get along very well. You know, I mean, me and Chris talk about this all the time. Is we used to fight against each other for a long time, but now we're pretty inseparable. I mean, we're pretty tight. I would not do this without him, and I don't think he would do this without me. We're that's how tight we are, and we're always on the same page. And Chris treats my family like they're his. I mean, my kid looks up to Chris. If my kid screws up, Chris will be the first one to call him and threaten to smack him around. But if my kid needs something, he's also the first one there to help him. And you know, this whole go-kart deal is really been him and Chris. You know, I mean, they built this track, they made it wider. they spent all this money. I mean, it might have been my money, but it was smart business moves that Chris made and that Kev's made. And I love it that they're so close. And I give Chris a lot of credit because anybody who deals with my kid as a driver has no idea what you're going up against because he bitches about everything. And him and Mize have a unique relationship. I just feel bad because now he lives a street away from Chris, so he'll be over there in that pool all the time. So
picketing at your driveway.
Yeah,
right.
yeah. Walking up with his flippers on
Right.
and a bush light.
Kevin, with everything going on, you also build a race team over the winter.
Yeah, actually, it's actually I'm in partnership with Tevy. He in Neve. It's kind of a three-way deal. I actually own probably 80% of everything. But Neve's part owner and Kev's part owner. And we wanted to we wanted to concentrate on the we love what Chris Mize has done with the Renegade deal and what the Renegade drivers have done. So we wanted to give some, like we have Spencer Atkins, who Randall's a good friend of mine, Courtney, a good friend of mine. We're gonna put him in a car. Obviously sponsored by Atkins Glass. All of our cars are. But Kevy's gonna drive one. That's where Kev started, and he actually wants to drive one because he's doing this for his mother. That was her favorite division that he ever raced. And it was also the most fun that she probably had when he was racing that. So we got the infamous car. And Dan's been a big part of helping us. But Kev's going to drive Dan's. We bought Tanner Smith's car. And that's the one Spencer's going to drive. And then Neve is getting a brand new car built by McCall's, who we're really good friends with. And Neve will be driving that car. And then Ethan is going to drive Neve's beginner stock championship car from last year. We're still looking to buy a couple more. I'd like to put Timmy J's daughter in it. In one, and we're still looking at that. We'd like to get another one and have Lindsay Fade come and drive a couple times when she's not racing at Lorraine. And we just want to give some people chances to race at Sandusky that don't race here. We'll just keep doing this. It's an affordable class, even though we allow them to do more than what other racetracks do to make them more racy and also to make them more safer. So it does cost a little bit more money than it does at other racetracks, but it's just a really good class, and we got amazing drivers in that class. And if you can win a race or finish top 5 here, you've accomplished something because these guys are good. And that's what I love. My son will tell you straight out is, right away, Chris Nicastro looks up to Kev, especially as a driver. And, Kev won a lot of races when he was 12 years old in that class. And now it's not the same. Kev said the other day, everybody thinks because he drove a modified in a super, now he's going to jump in this and he's going to win races. Kev says, I might not even finish in the top 10. He goes, these guys are good. These aren't slouches. And he goes, I don't even know if I can keep up with them. And so we're hoping to get the test Saturday with everything, but I know we won't with Neve's car because AJ's doing everything he can in the McCall family to get her car done. Ethan will be able to test probably early next week, and Spencer, I'm hoping we're able to test this same thing early next week. So, lot going on. I'm really excited about it. It's nice to be a car owner again. Not that I'm going to have any involvement on it race day. I'm not. We have McCalls that are going to take over.
Oh, yeah.
AJ.
You have a radio. That's
AJ, Andy, and Pat. I'm sure will be calling the shots on my cars. And me and Andy have been friends for over 20 years. And I remember when AJ was a little baby. Now he's just a big baby. But but they're what a great family, and we're so lucky that they race at Sandusky Speedway, and they've helped me so much. They're just great friends, and I love having them here. And the stuff they did for everybody last year, I think 7 different people drove the 15 car that it broke. So I'm really excited what this is going to be. And my kid always said a lot of people, especially Craig Reed, who helped my race team out, Kevy's racing career out so much, helped us so he could get to where he is, and now he wants to give back to some people to do the same thing. And that's what I love about Neve. You know, Neve's been like that from the whole time. You know, and you know, when she moved up, she won in go-karts, won a championship. She won in the beginner stocks, won that championship. Now she's going to Renegades, and right away she gave her car to her brother, you know, and wants her brother to race. And she's still paying the bill on the car. I mean, I'm not footing that bill. She works hard for her money and she's paying it. But it's just really cool that they want to give back, and I'm excited. I'd love to see Lindsay race at Sandusky. I think she's a very talented driver, and I'd like to see her come run a couple shows at Sandusky. And got to know Lindsay a little bit on the shirt deal, so I rag on her a lot to come race here. So I guess if I have to buy a car for her to do it, race 3 or 4 races, I guess we'll have to do it and see what happens.
That's awesome. Did it get dark there where you're at?
Yeah, it's dark outside. He's in the truck.
So if we're lucky, is this rumor true? If we're lucky, you won't be able to talk the first weekend we're open.
Yeah. I go for my final thing. I gotta have surgery. I'm not even gonna say how it happened, but people who know me close know how it happened. But I ended up knocking a couple teeth out when I let's just say I fell. But they got to grind my jaw. I broke my jaw when I was I fractured my jaw playing baseball when I was younger, and they got to grind some spots off on my jaw first, and then they're going to replace all my teeth, and it's going to be. I'm hoping I can talk, and I'm hoping that they actually do the surgery, which would be the 12th. I would hope they can do it. They do it then, and not the 7th. If they do it the 7th, there's a good chance that Chris Mize is going to be calling me on the radio, just asking questions and saying I said yes.
Oh, absolutely. We'll have you on the front stretch.
Yeah, you heard
Chris
that right,
is
Doug.
smart,
He said
man.
yes.
Mize is smart. He knows I can't pay attention long, and so he waits. So he knows that I'm really starting to get antsy, and he'll ask me a question, knows that I didn't hear one thing he said, and I just say yes, and I walk away. Well, next thing I know, I got trucks coming in here and stuff like that, because he's smart. He's that's why he's such a good race director. He outthinks me. So,
Right.
But I really don't even think he asked me anymore. I think he just tells me that he asked me, and I said yes.
Yes. Yeah, you said yes, Kevin. We talked about it a week ago. Kevin, thanks. We know you got printing to do. I told everybody before you come on, we've been keeping your ass busy till midnight, and you're calling me now at 6:30. And
Chris, I just got to say thank you for letting me be on Facebook Live with Sandusky Speedway. I think it's awesome. It's an honor for me that I was allowed to come on the show. And I've had people that have been sending me text messages and calling me names and picking on me, why this is going on. And I know you're enjoying every bit of it. And but I just, from the bottom of my heart, Chris and Doug, I love both of you guys. I couldn't do this without either one of you guys. Are truly like brothers to me, and I'm very honored to work with both of you. And thanks for letting me come on and bullshit for a little bit. But if I don't get this shit painted, Chris McCastro printed, he's gonna be really pissed off at me. So
yeah. Okay. All right, Kevin. See you tomorrow.
All right, take care, fellas. Appreciate
Make it rain.
You're an asshole.
Well,
how do we follow that, right?
I don't know. You can't follow that. There you have it, folks. And a few people I was reading. Cal, yeah, Boom Pro Trucking, Boom Pro Trucking. He had the cranes out there last year for high miler, and he had the flags. He's going to do that again this year. He's got
awesome.
You need any crane needs, get a hold of Cal over at Boom Pro Trucking. Great guy. He's a big supporter of the racetrack. I can't thank him enough for the stuff he did last year along with the other people, but I see he posted on there, and I just want to say hi to him. And yes, I almost caused a divorce with Paul and Nadine.
I seen that too.
Yeah, he's running front wheel drive at Mansfield, a few years back, and they're talking about, well, maybe we're going to buy a street stock. Or I kept telling Paul, buy a modified. You go race it anywhere. Well, they bought one, and Nadine didn't know, and
Surprise.
Yeah, look what I bought, honey. But
Also, Jeff Pfeiffer offered up $25 fast qualifier for the pure stocks.
thanks, Jeff.
Thank you,
Jeffy.
Jeffy. You're back to Jeffy.
Yeah. You know, like I say, we're going to come on next week. We got open testing Saturday from 12 to dark. I want to get serious for a second. And, you know, we've learned from last year at this time, and this is the first holiday we started, we're under restrictions. Families couldn't be together,
Right,
and stuff. And, you know, now they're allowing that. And I hope everybody out there has a great Easter that, you know, this coming weekend. Sunday's Easter. Hope everybody stays safe and you kind of get back to what, you know, normal we can be for right now. And just remember, this holiday, you know, it ain't always about eating good food and picking up eggs, watching the kids and all that. You know, it's about a higher power. And just remember this, while we're sitting down, going to eat our dinner, or while we're watching our kids run around the yard picking up Easter eggs, or grandkids and stuff like that, there's a serviceman or woman protecting our rights that isn't going to get to do that. There's a serviceman or woman that's overseas with a bunch of terrorists, communists, and everything shooting at them. They're trying to survive and live to protect our freedoms till we can do this. So anytime you see anybody in uniform, or you know they're a veteran or anything, thank them. It takes you about 5 seconds to stop and say, thank you for your service. It means a hell of a lot more than what you could ever imagine to a person, you know, when you do that. You see a veteran that you know is struggling, do something for him. He was willing to give his life for you. The least you can do is do something for him. So, you know, so I just want to wish everybody a happy Easter, but don't forget what the holiday is. And you know, other than that, Doug, you got anything else you want to talk about?
Yeah, I just need a division from Tim Ensign.
Well, what do you do?
He wants to drive. Give him $25 fast qualifier.
Tim, thank your son for serving our country. He probably won't be home for Easter, and he's one of the ones I'm talking about. We got the luxury of seeing family. He's in Guam. He won't have that luxury. So we thank him for his service, and everybody else out there that's got family members serving. Thank you. So,
yeah.
Other than that.
So, what division would you like this $25 to go to, Tim?
We're waiting on you, Tim.
This whole broadcast.
Yeah, everybody stop. Stare at the thing. Go ahead, Tim. Now he's got typing, you know, he's choked up. He's got typing pressure. My fingers won't work.
We'll divide it amongst all the divisions.
There you go.
Street stocks.
So, icebreakers coming up 10 days. Let me see if I get this right. Beginner stocks, Renegades, National Compact Series, Pure Stocks, Ohio Wheelman Series, Street Stocks, CRS Trucks, Modifieds.
Did you say Renegades?
Yes, I did. Second one.
I'll have to go back and play that over. I don't think so.
Second one. 7 divisions.
All right.
Saturday, pit gates open at 12, main gates at 2 with hot laps. Qualifying, I don't know, around 5 or so. Racing will start at
Whenever.
Racing starts at 7, right?
Yes, on Saturday.
Pit gates open on Sunday at 10. Hot laps will begin at 12 with racing starting on at 2 o'clock.
2 o'clock. And we should be done by midnight.
No, not here. Wrong place.
No, and then the divisions are running a full show on Saturday.
Jesse, get a hold of Kevin tomorrow. There's still a couple pads left. Also, Jesse Curlo, congratulations. Jesse had a baby this week. He didn't. His girlfriend,
oh.
significant other did, but Jesse's a proud father. We congratulate you, Jesse. I seen the pictures. Cute as hell. So thank God it doesn't look like you.
Oh, wow.
Just kidding, man. All right, everybody. We're a little over an hour into this. Last chance. Anybody got anything I want to add over on that?
Yeah.
Peanut gallery?
Let me see. I will send that out somehow. You know what? I'll just remap it and put the names in so you know where you're at. And then if you really
It's the Ohio Wheelman Series.
What?
They're with the Ohio Wheelman Series. I'll get a hold of.
I shouldn't say anything.
I'll get with Will on that. So, yeah, I know what he's doing.
What he said.
Yeah. See, Doug's all bitter now.
No.
We got an Enduro coming up June 12th.
Yeah.
Drew Jach. Hopefully he's over the Rona. You know. Other than that, people, we thank you all for watching. Like I say, we'll come back on next Tuesday. This Saturday is open practice from 12 to dark. I'm doing my Easter. I'm doing my Easter Saturday, so I'll probably sneak over there and get in trouble. But
have the Easter egg hunt over there.
Yeah, no, that'll cost me. I don't know what else. A hot tub. That'll cost me a hot tub to go along with the pool. So, all right, guys.
All right, appreciate it, and I guess we'll see everybody next week.
Happy Easter. God bless America.